What is going on, Men's Physique fam? To the First Callout podcast. Honestly, this was super random to me, more or less last week. I was just chilling on my couch, and then I got a DM from Kes, and he was just like, "Hey, what are your thoughts on doing a podcast?" And I was just like, I think we should do it just because not only what I do and what Kes does, we have a lot of experience in the industry and just the amount of people that we work with in the men's physique division when it comes to pros, beginners, and even Olympians is just like, why not? We will have bring a better, uh, more value to the sport because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about posing enough.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think obviously there are a bunch of really cool men's physique podcasts out there that you see, offering a lot of insight, but it's more kind of analyzing physiques rather than anything and thinking like picking out the strengths and weaknesses of physiques. But I don't think anyone kind of attacks it with the angle of, okay, like how are they presenting the physiques? How are they showcasing the strengths? How are they hiding the weaknesses? And obviously with us being posing coaches and that being our speciality, I do feel like there's kind of like a bit of a gap there in the market. And yeah, I suppose that's what we'll be doing. Obviously, it's not going to be exclusive to just posing. We'll be talking about what we think about shows and different pros physiques and everything, but we definitely want the angle of, okay, like let's talk about their posing and help maybe educate you guys as well as to like how you can translate that to your own posing as well. And yeah, just as I said, give yourselves the best possible chance of placing well and maybe even becoming pros yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing that comes to my mind the most when you brought up this idea was the gap that I often see is I feel like a lot of people are talking about the physiques and how they look awesome and how their presentation looks amazing, the posing looks cool. There's so much aesthetics to the flow and everything, but no one ever talks about the why. Like, why does it look good? And I've always been sitting there for the last, honestly, 2 to 3 years. I've been sitting down and just been like, I'm waiting for someone to do this. And so I'm blessed that you actually invited me to do this just because I wouldn't have done it on my own. But having someone with you by my side.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
No, literally, honestly, it was just like a completely random thought I had on one day. And then I was like, I can either just like put this off and just maybe think about it and dwell on it, but I don't know. Like, I feel like the further I've gotten throughout life, I'm just like, if I have an idea and I kind of, I feel like it'd be valuable, I kind of just pursue it straight away. So I think within like a minute of me thinking about it, I just texted you and asked if you wanted to do it. And here we are. Here we are doing the first one.
heck yeah. And welcome, welcome everybody. So take some notes and have a good time, chill out, and let us go into the Arnold Sports Festival that's going to be happening this
Hmm.
weekend. Cass, who would you want to start off with when it comes to the lineup or the
I
direction?
mean, I think we kind of have to talk about Brandon first. It kind of makes a bit more sense. So he's like probably the most talked about person because obviously he's three-time Mr. Olympia, so he is the obvious favorite in this. I think in every single prediction I've seen from other people, I think they've all had Brandon winning, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know if you want to maybe share a video of him posing.
I got you. I got you. So let's go to the screen. Um, for the record, everybody, you're gonna see me that I'm not following anybody, and the reason for that is just because
He hates them all. He doesn't like any men's physique athletes.
the reason for that is the Instagram that I'm using here is my art account, so it only follows art accounts, so I had to use it separately here. But this is the lineup right here. You got Alessandro. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say a lot of these names, butcher all of them. Alessandro Cavagnola. Is that how you say it?
Cavagnola.
Cavagnola. Vitor
Cavagnola.
Chavez.
Cavagnola.
Oh wow. I'm American. Vitor Chavez, Andre Dayu, Dilson Espinola, Silva,
Espindola.
Paul Gustave, Brandon Hendrickson, who we're about to talk about first, Emmanuel Hunter, and Ben Quill Marney, Emmanuel Jesus Oliveira da Costa. Wow, that was a handful. Barack Oskul,
Yep.
and Nam Tran. I feel like Greg Doucette right now. Nam Tran
Tran
Quang.
Quang. Yep. There we
Sheesh.
go.
All right.
This is gonna be fun this year. Just hearing you pronounce people's names. I think that's gonna be pretty fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's start off with Brandon. This is Brandon's Olympian 2025 routine as of last
Hmm.
week recently. Man.
Yeah, in my opinion, like I'm just going to talk about physique first. I think that's probably close to the best front shot in the division, I would say. Just in terms of the muscle bellies, how clean the lines look, how everything pops, how everything fits together. And I don't know about you, but I think like skin quality is very important and it's something that not a lot of people talk about in men's physique. When you have someone with like really nice clean skin and clean texture, I think it just adds to the physique massively.
Bro, I have never heard that ever, but now I do understand. I remember when I first competed 2 years ago, or one of my competitions, I had a bad skin rash. Definitely showed on stage. So boys, make sure you're always taking care of your skin. Do you have a skincare regimen? Is that what I'm hearing, Kes?
I do indeed. I do indeed. Link in the bio for the skincare.
Heck
Maybe
yeah.
we'll speak about that the other day. But like honestly, I would just say like, especially when you're on prep, like exfoliate regularly. It's very, very important. Um, just to really look clean on stage. Because I feel like when I see people with acne or really bad acne or scars or just like I don't know blemishes in the skin. It kind of just takes away from the look I feel in terms of that those clean. I don't know, just the clean polish to the physique, and I feel like it just adds that finishing touch, which like it just makes the pose look more aesthetic, in my opinion. So yeah, I just think it's super super important. So yeah, I don't know if we want to go over some posing, I suppose cues and tips in Brandon's routine.
Yeah. Before that, I actually have a question for you, Kes. What would you say makes his front pose one of the best shots out there in the IFBB?
I would say it's kind of his midsection. So how clean and separated his abs are, how bubbly his chest, delts, and arms, and everything is in proportion to each other as well. So there's nothing which is like too big for the other body part. So it's the balance of the physique and how everything ties together. It's just really nice to look at, in my opinion. He's got a good V taper as well, small waist, wide clavicles in the pose. So yeah, everything just is nice. It's nice and aesthetic to look at, and everything pops and everything fits together. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll echo back what you said because I feel like a lot of people they hear the word V-taper and X-frame and all this stuff. When people are talking about V-taper, everybody, it's pretty much talking about the width of the shoulders down to this waist. And then when you talk about X-frame, you're looking at this shape here as well. So often when you're competing and practicing on your own, you want to see what you can do to manipulate your angles to make sure you're focusing on having a V taper on X frame, but it's all dependent and different depending how you stand. Like, would you agree, Kes? Like, your
Yeah.
Brandon Henderson's stance is way different than what most people could pull off.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I agree. And this is why it's like it's so unique to the individual, your posing and presentation, which is like why you can't always copy what everyone else does because they're doing what works well for them. So yeah, on that front, like what do you think in terms of like his choice of the front pose for his physique? What would you do anything different?
Honestly, I'm the type of person where if it's not broken, like don't
Yep.
fix it. Like if he's
Yep.
continuing to get rewarded by this pose because we could pick it apart. We could be like, well, one shoulder is not as level as the
Yep.
other.
Yep.
The right lat looks like it could flare a little bit more. We could pop up the chest. But with someone like Brandon, who's been around for so long, like if it's not broken and the judges are like liking it, then why fix it? But what I will say, I would prefer that pose more than his hand on hip. If we go into his, he kind of let me see if you caught this. When he gets into a one hand on hip, I think he kind of
Yep.
rounds back a little bit or some source. Let's see right here.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
So from what I can see, I almost feel like it's really nice. I almost feel like his arm extends far away from his body, which creates a big gap.
mm,
So if you see there between his arm and his torso, there's like quite a big gap there.
mm,
And what I would be interested to see would if he created a tiny bit more of a bend to that elbow to drive that lower arm in towards the body, just to frame the silhouette of the physique a little bit better.
Hmm.
As I said, like it might not work for him, but that would be interesting just to fill in the gap a bit more. Because when he then closes that gap and puts the hand on the hip, it just like everything kind of fits together a bit better, if you know what I mean, visually.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think, as I said, I think maybe he could play around with doing that. What do you think about the back pose?
Yeah, the back pose, it's tricky. I feel like Brandon he has different versions of back poses. Would you agree? Like
Hmm.
I've seen this man hit different back poses over the last few years. But I would say what I like about his back pose this time around is he would arch his lower back too much where he would get a lot of bit of they would say he's holding water in the lower
Yep.
back.
The
Uh,
folds. Yep.
the folds and everything, but in this routine, if I remember correctly, and I need to wait till he turns around, he doesn't do that. I think he just pushes his hips back slightly and we don't
Yeah.
have the fold.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
not there compared to the year before and other years because that was like his main critique. A lot of people would say, "Oh, the lower back and everything," but as for arm positioning, I personally like the fist a little bit closer for some, just because I'm not trying to have like my fist all the way out away from my body.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
just
I
to give
agree.
space, more to give space for people on the lineup when we're posing against
Yeah.
everybody else. And
I
also,
almost
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I almost feel like doing that helps frame the physique a little bit better as well. When you have like that nice shape and everything ties together, and it doesn't have as big, I suppose, distance between the arm and the body. I just feel like it helps
Mhm.
frame the physique a little bit more. And what I feel like sometimes it helps do as well, it kind of allows the tricep to sit on the lat a little bit more, and it kind of
Yeah.
gives a bit more pop to that lat as well. But this is like very dependent on the person, so I'm picking at hairs here, to be honest.
Yeah, and he also and one thing I would like to add to his Brandon's Brandon's a really good person to study when it comes to overall presentation, just because you could like I feel like posing is also mental. When you look at Brandon when he walks out, like you could just feel his confidence. Like he knows he's on. He
Yeah,
knows he's gonna like he has a mentality like I'm gonna win this thing. I'm coming
yeah,
like right here when he's head nodding, he's walking away. He's like, yeah, I'm good.
yeah.
Like you don't see that with a lot of competitors these days.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing as well is in any if you like pause at any moment in this whole video, he looks good. Like every shot, every transition he doesn't waste at all. Like every movement has a purpose and he makes sure is displaying his shot every second of the routine. Whereas some people like they have like a second or two where they let things go and it's like, well, that kind of looked a bit off there, and then he kind of get back into it. I feel like Brandon looks good in every single second of this whole routine.
Hmm. Agreed. And just look at this Hendrickson squeeze. He's changed it up a little bit, but
Yeah,
I really like this version. If you guys need a tip, all you had to do was just flex your glutes, tuck your hips underneath you, pull your belly button to your spine, and just do a wide row, trying to get these lower erectors popping.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And then yeah, and then one other thing I want to speak about is his entry into the routine.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I love this. This is one something that I've actually been playing around with. Josh actually got me to give this a go. Funnily enough, where he walks on with his arms behind his back in like called kind of like a hybrid, most muscular stance, like a it's just
Right here.
yeah, there. That looks
Yeah.
so cool, man. I love that. Like he's like almost like I have nothing to hide straight away. I'm already showcasing
Mhm.
my physique
Mhm.
and everything just like you can just see how everything ties together so nicely there. So yeah, that's really cool. But you kind of you need the physique to be able to hit that. Like not everyone could do that, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I told you, I was like, hey, let's play around with that. Because when you would post like your most muscular shots, I was just like,
Yeah.
it looks good. I'm digging it.
Hmm.
Like you have to
Yeah.
have the fullness, the pop to get away
Yeah.
with it. I like to add too, like this back squeeze that I've noticed with some competitors. Some of these back squeezes don't work for some people's favors if you don't have like a thick back with a lot of
Yeah.
tissue. So sometimes you might just actually just want to get into your back pose right off the bat.
Yeah, another one with that is the Christmas tree. So some people genetically just don't have a Christmas tree in their
Yep.
lower back. And it's
Mhm.
like, well, there's no point in doing that if you don't genetically have it because you're not
Yep.
showcasing anything. So it's very, very dependent on genetics as well.
For sure. Shall we move on to another competitor? Man, we
Yeah.
feel like we've glazed Brandon enough.
Cool.
Cool. Who we want to go to
Should we
next?
go uh should we go Eman?
E-Man. Let's see. We'll see E-Man's posing. E-Man has changed his posing a little bit.
Hmm.
This is his front pose. We've actually spoke where he could angle his hips a little bit more, squaring that chest towards the judges,
Yeah.
just have a wider frame. But overall, he has a very bubbly physique. I think he was a little off in this one here. He wasn't as.
Yeah, I think he finished like 11th or something at that Olympia, so
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't
that's
like
right.
his
It
best
was
look.
like low key an upset.
Yeah, yeah. You can tell he's like holding water or something. He doesn't have that separation that he normally has, just
Mhm.
not really there in his lats and his traps. Like from the front, his abs look decent, but you can tell more in the back, like he's just not 100% to be honest there.
Mhm.
Still a crazy physique though. What would you, in terms of his front pose, would you do anything different?
I would say more rotation of the right hip, and then it looks like he
Yeah,
closes off his right lat a little bit, and his right
yeah,
shoulder looks like it's caught in the front pose.
yeah.
So I would focus on his right side a little bit. Oh, sorry, his left. Yeah, his right side might
He's
be.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Mhm.
agree.
I've
I
always
agree.
liked his back pose setups too.
Yeah, yeah, they look cool. I almost do like a hybrid of this one, so that's really cool. Um, I almost feel like it might have just been the routine. He didn't like hold the back pose when he was in it. He kind of like hit it for like a second with the open hands and then just moved on to a transition. So I
Yeah.
maybe would have held it for like a second more or something just to actually show his full back pose.
That's a good point. For
Yeah,
you gentlemen out there, when you're posing, make sure you're holding your back pose. A lot of people stray away from that. Maybe the nerves, you're not as
yeah,
confident. Like the back pose is a mandatory pose, so definitely hold it. I like to hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds, if anything, before moving on.
yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure.
I'm
Wicked.
actually. Let's kind of travel over here a little bit. Let's see. Oh, never mind. It won't take me there. Just kidding. I don't know what
Great
happened.
stuff.
Any other thoughts on E-Man?
Yeah, I mean, I think if he comes on, he's gonna be like in the mix for sure. He'll be like top two, top three if he brings his best for sure.
Now, next we got here is Andre Dayu, the most handsome man in men's physique. I'm just trolling, but honestly, he definitely is one of the most handsome.
This is a question I have. Do you think looks matter in men's physique? Like how good looking you are?
Personally, I mean, if I'm like coming out of the whole judging criteria and everything, I always think about who is like the poster boy of
Yeah,
men's physique.
yep,
And I feel like Ryan Terry is a perfect poster boy. Brandon has
yep.
represented well, Raymond, all the others. And so, um, to answer your question, I align with that.
I honestly, yeah, I think it kind of adds to the overall. Obviously, it's not like, oh, if you are good looking, you're automatically going to win. But I kind of think it does add to the overall look
Mhm.
when someone is like well groomed and looks good. It's like just the overall aesthetics of everything. I think subconsciously it does make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, it affects your stage presence and overall confidence, right? I mean, how often do us guys get a nice haircut, nice fade or whatever, and we're just like we're feeling on top of the world? So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, we'll add to it all. But yeah, very awesome V taper. I really like his posing has improved over time
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I really like this intro pose. It's like a variation of most muscular, and then he brings his
Hmm.
hands up to both hands off hip,
Hmm.
staying wide. He is flexing the right pec, but honestly, some guys can't even control that
Yeah.
with how full this guy is. And then Ventura step, staying wide. I would just open the right lat a little bit more in that
Yeah.
Ventura. What do you see?
So I'm going to his front pose. The only thing, it might just be a genetic thing, is his midsection. So sometimes it looks a bit more detailed, and then sometimes it looks like, okay, it's just lacking detail, if you know what I mean. It looks like
Yeah,
you can see how it's like even moving about in the front pose. And maybe if he could get more consistent with the control of that and contracting all of his abs, I just think his midsection would look a little bit cleaner. Because yeah, I mean that's the main flaw I think with his front pose is his ab detail and symmetry. Like this is what I mean by Brandon being like one of the best front poses because his arms are so deeply separated and so clean, and like Andre's like doesn't quite have that, which kind of throws his front pose off a little bit, and that's the main flaw I would say with his front pose. So I don't know if that could be fixed with posing, to be honest, but it's a tricky one.
Yeah, one of the common feedback you will hear from a judge is come in tighter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with those pointers too. But he's always improving each time. And Andre is one. I mean, I don't mean to get into his personal life too, but bro is always on the run and partying and having a good time in different countries. So I'm really impressed that he's able to handle whatever he's doing
Yeah.
outside of bodybuilding and pulling up and being a top 10 in the world. Is he? He's top 10, right?
He got seventh, I think, this year.
Dang. And he's
Like he's
gone
got
fourth or fifth in the past,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. A few years ago, I think he got fourth off. Yeah, yeah. That was when he was a lot smaller then, I remember. He was nowhere near as big as he is now. Because he put on when he was working with Hani Rambot, he was put on a lot of size, like a lot
Yeah,
of size.
I remember
I
that.
almost feel like he got too big. That's when his like placing started to go down, when his arms got absolutely huge, and
Mhm.
it's almost like his waist grew a little bit, because in the front pose he can kind of hide it a little bit, but in the back you can kind of see he hasn't got the smallest waist. Like it's like some people like he has massive lats, but you can see like visually he when he stood next to people with a smaller waist, you can see he has a bit of a wider waist for men's physique.
Mhm.
But because he's so big, his taper still looks really, really good.
Mhm.
So it's an interesting one, really. Still a really nice physique, and this is another example of like really nice skin quality as well.
Mhm.
Just yeah, take care of your skin, people. That's the main thing to take away from this podcast.
That's what I'm saying in a way. I'm like kind of I don't have a skincare routine. Shoot. I only
I'll
have
send you
soap
it
on
after the
my face.
podcast.
All right, let's move on to Ben Quill. Where is he
Yeah,
at? Let me know if you see him on this list of people.
I don't think they uploaded here. Do we want to just talk about maybe his last show then, maybe
Ben
over
Quill?
in Japan?
Yes, let's go over that. Let me try to see. I know Men's Physique News covered him, so let's go down here to Japan. So this is Ben. This is Ben Quill on his last show date in Japan
Boom.
last week, going against Jimbo Lee. Is that his name?
Yeah, correct. Legion Bow or whatever way you want to say it.
Legion Bow. And when you're competing, and a lot of people have talked about this too. Like I was listening to Aaron Banks talk about this. Is even though you may come across people that might hit you or bump elbows, still do your best to stay in your pose no matter what. Um, yeah, this is kind of crazy. What were your thoughts of him getting hit in the face like this?
I mean,
It didn't happen
bumping
once.
up,
It happened twice or
yeah,
three.
bumping elbows in a back pose is one thing. Like that, obviously that can happen in a busy like doing this like several times. Like I feel like you get one pass where it's like, okay, you've done it, but if you know you've like hit someone in the face, right, and then you continue to do that again, like I don't think you should have done that, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would have obviously as Ben Quill, he probably should have like just kept it cool and just continued to pose and everything. But like ultimately, I mean, we'll never know whether it's mind games or he was actually just completely accidental. But I don't know. I don't know. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that in a comparison when you're next to people. That's a general thing. Like, don't wave your arms about too much in transitions. Like, the judges don't really care about you
Mhm.
flapping your arms about in a transition. Just get into the pose. Keep it simple. Keep your arms close to your body. Um, but yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just self-awareness. I think that's a big, big important thing about being on stage is being aware of where you are in space and being aware of where other people are as well. And I think he maybe just lacked a bit of self-awareness on that, but he still looked really good and ended up winning anyway. So you know what, fair play to him.
Yeah, for sure. And the feedback that I've heard that Ben got was just coming in tighter. If you were to compare the two, this is a different show, but if you were to compare the two, Legion Bow was a lot tighter than Ben.
I almost feel like it was a fullness issue. So I feel like Lee was like really bursting full to the point where like you could see how the um everything was like popping. so you could see how the muscle was pressing against the
Yeah, yeah.
skin, which kind of revealed the detail. And I almost feel like with Ben, he looks a little bit flat. So sometimes, like when people are flat, they actually look softer. When you do have like not everything's pressing against the skin. So I honestly think it might have been a flatness issue. Sometimes when you're traveling like long distances, that sort of thing can happen.
Yeah.
When you're running about, like you're having to move a lot, and on a peak week. So I reckon, yeah, if he gets a bit fuller for the Arnold, he'll be much better for sure. Because I've definitely seen him better than that at that show. But yeah, with Legion, but like that was like close to a perfect peak in my opinion. Like he was just bursting full, like peeled. Um, so yeah, fair play to
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Because
It's kind of hard to tell in the photo here, but you could tell that Legion Bow is tighter just because
yeah,
if you look at his traps, there's like striations in his traps going on right here.
yeah, and I think it goes to show like with men's physique, it's such fine margins. Like anyone can kind of beat anyone on a given day, depending on how they peak. Like let's say for example, this sort of thing wouldn't happen in open bodybuilding. Like
Mhm.
a guy 10th in the world would not lose against someone who didn't place in a random show,
Yeah.
even if they were off. Typically, they'd be way bigger than the other guy, so they wouldn't lose. Whereas men's physique, because you're limited by a weight cap, not there's not going to be massive differences in size with people. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like the peak becomes way more important in men's physique, in my opinion.
For sure, for sure. Going to Ben Quill's posing, I feel like he's definitely one of the best out there when it comes to
Yeah,
posing flow, mandatories. Like he's very consistent with hitting his front shot the same, back pose, in good position, and so
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, there's not much I can like critique really with his posing. If I'm being nitpicky, like visually for me on his front pose, when he leaves, once again, it's similar to Brandon, he leaves a big space between his right arm and his torso.
Mhm.
And it kind of like, if his left arm is closer to his body visually and then his right arm is further, it just a little bit throws off the balance of the pose. So maybe I'd have it like a soft bend in with the elbow to just create that silhouette to the pose.
Mhm.
But this is very nitpicking and minor detail, to be honest. Like he's probably he is one of the best posers in the division, I would say.
For sure. And notice that he
Yeah,
always keeps his core tight. Like when he
yeah,
turns around, when he hits his back pose, he exhales. Watch him hit his back pose here. But he exhales as he turns around. Where a lot of people, they exhale after they turn around. And so you get like
yeah,
cloudy abs and then you look sharp. So right here, see how
yeah,
it's tight? And then boom. So
yeah.
precision, people, precision. Uh, let's see who else we got on this list for the Arnold Classic. We got Vitor Chavez, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's actually just go down and the people I have here. So this is Paul Gustave.
Yeah.
Paul Gustave. Oh, I've seen this guy before.
I don't think I've seen him.
I think he tagged me the other day when we were when I was going over the like a both hands off hip pose from the rear.
What are your thoughts on that front pose?
I would angle his well, I would change his weight distribution. It looks
Yeah,
like he's sitting back, like he's about to sit down into a chair in that front pose, and he just needs to yeah, this pose. I
okay,
did I did a video on that, and he like tagged me when he did that.
yeah,
Let's go back into this front pose though. Let's see. I'm gonna pause it when he hits it. I mean, there's a few things here.
yeah,
I would change the weight distribution where his head and heel are like aligned
yeah.
right here. I would not push his hips back like he's doing right here too. I would.
So yeah, what he's doing is internally rotating his right knee, so his knee's like caving in, which is like
Mhm.
having his waist so side on to the point where he can't display width.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of things we could take away from here. Like the lower body, left foot is at a good 90. Right foot, you could tell it's already angled like it's internally rotated like you mentioned.
yeah,
So knee and toe should point towards us. It will actually put him in a better position to rotate his hips better. And then I would love to see this rear lat. Actually, wouldn't you say this is like a like
side
some
pose.
national federations side poses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. So he's a big dude too, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't hide any of this. back pose. Yeah, that was a lot of tissue. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say because I need to see him on stage to because it's kind of like it's different. You know what it is like when you have those post gym shots in
Mm,
comparison to being on stage. The look is a little bit different. So it'd be
mhm.
interesting. I'd kind of need to see him compared to everyone else, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would if that's 1 week out. I'd like to see him a bit drier, but maybe he just has a lot of water to lose. So we'll see.
Looks like he's a newer pro too.
Yeah.
So that's why we haven't seen too much. Because let's see, he got qualified for the Olympia. Okay, very recent. Sweet. Awesome physique though.
Mm.
So
A lot
let's
of
see.
muscle.
A lot of tissue. Nice. Even right here, I would lean into this
Yeah.
side more.
So think about like pushing the hip towards that side a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, just aligning the heel, the hip, and the
Yeah.
head in this motion. It
Yeah.
would feel more natural on him for sure. Oh, here's him on stage potentially.
Okay.
Oh wait, never mind.
Oh.
Just cool. Well, I mentioned this before we went on, but I remember saying I wish these pros posted more
Mm.
so I could see what they got. All right, let's move on to. Can you please say his name for me? Because I'm gonna butcher it.
Tran Quang Nam.
Tran
I
Quang.
believe is that Vietnam flag? Is it?
I have no idea. Don't ask me. Um,
Geography
I,
knowledge.
I didn't get my degree, or I barely passed high school too. History and all that was difficult for me. So,
Fair enough.
uh,
He has a good
but
physique, man. That's a really nice front pose. That's like lovely, really bubbly arms and delts.
yeah, this is solid.
Let's see. Has he got any shots in his front pose on stage?
Let's see here. Let me know if you see it
If you go down like there in the middle.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's nice. Like, lovely small waist. Like, this is like when we say V taper, like this is what we mean. Like really small waist, like wide delts, bubbly arms and delts. I think maybe his chest is a bit on the smaller side in comparison. And I think maybe his abs could be a bit more detailed. But I love that front shot. That's really nice. What do
Ah,
you think about the Superman?
it has potential. I would like to see how it would look if he had his fist a little bit higher. I don't know. I feel
Mm,
like he could pull his lats open a little bit more in this one.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
And that's all due to I've played with this a little bit with some people. I've noticed the guys with we'll say shorter arms. He doesn't have too much short arms, but sometimes when you hitch the fist a little bit higher, it could help them pull their lats open a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want
Yep.
to have it
Yep.
too high where their fists are like leveled with right
Yep.
underneath the rib cage. We don't want a lat spread, but yeah, it has potential. Like he has a shape. He has awesome shape,
Yeah.
the fullness. You could, I don't know. You could tell that he's good at posing too. So I
Yeah,
wish he.
like that V taper in that front pose, it's kind of like a textbook angled waist front pose. There's not much to pick out really. If you go to the top,
Where?
that left
This one?
there, yeah,
Oh, there you go. Let's see.
yeah,
I knew he was gonna be pretty smooth.
nice man. Yeah, that's a lovely physique. I'd yeah, I'd maybe I wouldn't lean forward too much in this kind of transition. I'd think more about yeah. I think with his back pose itself, I would have his elbows a little bit lower because I actually think he flattens off his lats a little bit when he has his elbows so high. So maybe if he pulls on his back pose,
Yeah, I got you.
that's a really nice front pose. And then open up. Yeah,
Ah, man, he doesn't even hold it for that long
just missed
either.
it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see why he doesn't because it's probably not as strong as a pose as his front pose. So he kind of wants to get in and out of it.
Yeah,
But what I can see is I feel like his elbows being high is actually flattening off his lats a little bit. It's almost like he's riding like a Harley Davidson or something with his elbows so high. So
yeah.
I would like kind of think about dropping his elbows a little bit lower than his delts, and I feel like he'd get more fullness to his lats that way.
Yeah, if it was lined up like right here, like this range,
Yeah,
it would be solid. I
yeah, and
I tell people to usually level their elbows with their upper lats and then their
yeah,
fists leveled with the lower lat insertion right here.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Definitely. And then another thing as well, when he does that in entry into the back pose, he leans forward, and when you do that, you kind of like only showing the glutes, and you're not really showing your back to the judges, and it kind of makes your back look small. So I think when people kind of do that like squeeze transition, they need to think more about rounding the back forward if you want to, but don't lean like that, like
yeah.
there. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Mm.
it's lent forward too much, and you lose the back and the appearance of the fullness to the back. So I always think about like pushing the hips forward, rounding the back forward, and then kind of like rowing back with an upright back rather than leaning forward too much.
Yeah, yeah. Think of it, people like he's leaning forward like that. Think about the downlighting, how the downlighting is not doing him any favors there. It makes his back look smooth and flat, where if were more upright, like what Kess is saying, it would appear more dense. So, yeah, yeah. Awesome look though. I'd be curious how he's gonna do at the Arnold, if I'm being
Mm.
honest. Yeah, cool. Let's move on to let's see. I'm gonna exit out these two tabs because we completed them. Alessandro
Alessandro Cavagnola.
Cavagnola. My goodness, I'm sorry, brother. I butchered your name. We're gonna go to the real tabs. Let's see if he has any posing stuff we could look at. Man, a lot of lifestyle.
Mm.
He's living the life. Let's see, what is this right here? Oh, okay. Angled posing session. Didn't he win a show? Did he win the Arnold Classic? I don't
No, he's won quite a few shows, but not the Arnold.
think. That's what I mean, where I can't find anything posing related here.
Maybe that one there? Or is that just a four?
This one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there
there
we
you
go.
go. Nice tight waist. You're looking at that knee, huh? That's an interesting intro pose.
Yeah.
He almost
I'd
did
say
like,
contracting his pec a little bit in that front pose.
yeah. I like what that right hand did. Oh, he's going to an angle, both hands off hip, into the back pose. All right. I see you, brother.
Mm.
Was playing some games with me for a second. Yeah. Interesting. I like his style. I just feel like mandatory still needs to be mastered.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a bit side on there. And then when he puts the one hand on hip, he tends to contract that right pec. See there? It's
Yeah.
kind of like caving in a little bit. He needs to just kind of roll the shoulder back a little bit just to keep the pec fuller.
Hmm. I would actually step this right foot a little bit wider too, a little bit outside the
Mm.
elbow, just to see how it would look on the X frame stance. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. His arm gap isn't as wide as others. Huh.
I quite like his arm on that side. I think it looks nice.
Hmm. This could have been smooth. This could have been executed.
Yeah. It's kind of like how he transitions from that to the back pose. It's kind of like disjointed a little bit.
Hmm. For
Mm.
sure. Yeah. I feel like this man has a lot of potential. I feel like if he had more
Mm.
issue to the back
Yeah.
specifically, he would be very dangerous for future shows. And he looks taller too.
He is tall. He is tall.
Hmm. Clean. Interesting. All right, let's move on to the next. We got Brock.
Brock.
Oh, I've seen this guy before.
He's very, very good.
Dark.
He might be like an upset, I think. He might even like crack top six, I reckon.
Oh, shoot. I'm trying to look for the show that I've seen him. It's this show that he kind of just.
That's crazy. Sheesh. Look at his calves. Have you seen his calves?
Yeah, my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
He's blessed.
What do you think about the front pose? Do you think
Front
his hand's a
pose.
bit high on his waist?
I missed it. I was looking at his left arm because his left arm is super far away.
Right. Those calves are crazy, man.
Let's see. Needs more fibers in the lower back for the
Mm,
Christmas tree.
yeah, that's
Back
a
pose.
good back pose. His lats are full. Nice.
Showing off the
Oh, is he
beat
gonna
taper. This is a
I
very
flex the bicep?
interesting.
Hmm.
He did like a kind of like a one hand off hip and then a crucifix on
Yeah.
the
I
side.
would have flexed the bicep though, just to show it a bit more.
Yeah,
And here it needs to contract the abs a bit better.
yeah. And finish off
So
with the front pose.
yeah,
Preferably.
agreed.
Preferably.
So if we just go back to his initial front pose, if you just see his like hand on hip position, sec.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit
Too
high.
high,
It's like
too
a lat.
high, too
It's like a
high.
lat spread.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
put it lower.
Yeah, definitely like your fist shouldn't be higher than your shorts.
Yep, agreed.
Waistline of your shorts. If anything, hook it on the waistband or a little bit
Yep.
lower, depending on your everything. Here, I would just, if we want to show off this left pec, have this left fist hover over like the left nipple. I would even
Mm-hmm.
open up the lats too, so we can
Lat. Yep.
show off the
Yep.
V taper. Um, Foot positioning, everything looks balanced over here. Shoot. He doesn't have the most symmetrical abs either, so I feel like he
Mm-hmm.
will definitely benefit from angled poses.
Yeah.
When he finished the routine, he just went straight on forward. I would just continue to angle,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
This is so fun. Just going over posing. All right.
Looking at half naked men for an hour. Love
Yeah. With the tan. Hey, at least they're in
it.
shorts. We're not watching bodybuilders with thongs and everything.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's see here. We got Dilson,
The Brazilian Ryan Terry is what they
the,
call him.
the Brazilian Ryan Terry. Let's see. Is this it right here? It's a nice slow motion. All right, thoughts on
So
this
the,
guy?
so the biggest thing immediately, I'm looking at his legs immediately, and that's not a good thing. Um, so you see how kind of like there's a lot of room in his between his shorts where his legs are sitting. He
Yeah.
needs tighter board shorts to start off with because that's like really throwing off the physique, the upper to lower balance.
Hmm.
Um, but he also needs bigger legs as well. But in terms of his upper body, that's very it's like wow, a lot of wow factor. And it is honestly like it does remind me of Ryan Terry, like from the upper body perspective in terms of his ab insertions, how everything flows, his proportions. Yeah, man, it's a cool physique for sure. I don't know about what you think.
I'd be curious, and I'm back and forth with the shorts just because I feel like when he's just standing there without moving, it appears like he does have quads, but when he starts
Yeah,
moving and you see like the bottom of the short
yeah,
kind of waving back and forth, that's when it exposes him. So I do agree with the tapered shorts, get tapered shorts. Um, I've noticed that competitors with lighter color shorts, it gives the illusion of bigger legs, but yeah, when it comes to men's physique, you want to I was listening to Brandon Hendrickson in a different podcast. He was talking about how men's physique has evolved to a leg game. Like, yes, we're not totally being um, judged on the legs, but you want to have an overall balanced physique from the top to bottom. So, yeah.
yeah. But that's from upper body. That front pose is crazy, crazy good. Are there any shots of his back on stage?
Let's see if they do a compare. Okay, so this is when he beat Edvon right here, right?
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Let's see if they have him turn to the back. I'm curious. Turn to the back, brothers. All right. I would like to see the comparison of these two actually. Hmm. Oh, dang, that's dense.
Mm.
Very dense back pose. I feel like, let's see, I want a routine of his back. Hmm. Is this it?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, just
it's a, my goodness, gentlemen. Show me full routine. Maybe it's this one. I swear if it clips out to something else, someone's.
Oh, okay, it's gonna
Let's
keep
see.
doing it. Well, let's see if he does go to. Oh,
So this is a walk up, guys. Make sure you have a confident walk. He's doing a domain expansion with his fingers.
yeah, that's cool.
I did notice that. I was like, interesting for those anime guys. He's very composed and he's keeping his core tight.
Mm,
A lot of people would let go at this point. Well, this isn't slow motion. Okay, he angles himself. Sweet.
yeah,
Yeah, Superman poses his pose. As soon as
yeah,
he took his
agreed,
arm off
agreed.
hip, I was like, yeah, I wanted to look away. He pinches his shoulder blades
Yeah.
differently when he does that back pose. Oh, he gets into lat spread. Okay, back pose. Hmm. Thoughts on his back pose?
I mean, he's executing it pretty well, to be honest. He's showing good width and thickness. His elbows are in a decent position. It's not bad. I just feel like maybe it lacks a bit of separation, maybe in his back in comparison to some of the other guys who have like that crisp, detailed separation and pop to their back a bit more. It's not a bad back, but I wouldn't say it's like the strongest in the lineup at all.
Yeah, I almost want to see him more. I want his back to be tighter, and I want more width. Uh, I
Mm,
just want a little bit more thickness than what I'm seeing here. Dilson,
mm.
awesome physique. Definitely is very Ryan Terry-esque from the front, but yeah, once he brings up those legs and all those other areas, he will be pretty dangerous. All right. I hope we didn't miss anybody. I'm pretty sure we did. Let's see here. Let's look through the list of competitors. Oh, Vitor.
Emmanuel Co Vitor.
Let's see. Emmanuel Costa. Let's actually go to their page through here. Go to Vitor. The- Okay. Oh my gosh, this man posts a lot. I think I might actually find Vitor.
Did they post him?
Uh, yeah, they did. I remember seeing him. He's here somewhere. Cool. Vitor Chavez from Brazil,
Yeah,
yeah?
from Brazil.
Yeah. This is another one where his posing's gone better. He used to not angle
Yeah,
himself as much in this front pose, but he's getting better
yeah,
as we go. He's also being coached by, I believe he's coached by Cuts
he is.
into this pose. This pose, personally, I would like for him to open up and just have his chest facing the back of the stage.
Yeah. Would you also kind of bring his elbow down a little bit, maybe, just to have a bit more pop to that lat? Because it almost looks like his elbow's so high where that lat is like flattening off a little bit. And I feel like if he
Yeah,
dropped it a little bit, it just create a bit more fullness to that lat.
yeah. If he treated it like a single arm lat pull down and just hit this right
Yeah.
here, yeah, I agree. Have more thickness there. But that's a trademark move he does. I notice him do all the time. Squeezing the back, shooting off like Iron Man, back pose.
Nice.
Nice. I don't have much critique on his back pose either.
No, that's nice as well.
Hmm.
That transition. Once again, I'd kind of bring his.
Ah,
Oh, I
I like
like
that.
it. I like it. That's really nice. That's
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
can't put my finger on it, but he poses very like robotic but fluid at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
like they kind of like stops, then it's like a quick movement, and then it's like a smooth movement afterwards. It's very unique, his posing style, which is cool because I like it when I feel like when everyone kind of like just does the same routine again and again, it kind of gets a bit boring, men's physique, in
mhm,
my opinion,
yeah,
because there's literally only two poses. So when people kind of add their own spice and flavor to it, it's cool. It's cool. Like I really like that little twirl that he does at the end. I thought that was really cool. Let's see if he does it
yeah.
again.
Right here. The
Boom.
little spin on the heel and toe.
Nice.
Little small details that people won't capture, but yeah, it's really clean. As for his physique, it looks like I don't remember how he was in the last two shows, but it looked like he could come in tighter, at least what I'm seeing here with the midsection.
Yeah, it's his midsection. I feel like his physique, like if he like spills even a little bit, his midsection can almost look a little bit washed or distended at times.
Hmm.
Whereas when he's like on and he's super tight, yeah, his midsection's so crisp. What was the show? Was it Pittsburgh or something that did he win against when Brandon came fourth?
Ah, did he win that? No, I don't think he won
I,
that show.
I think he came
Pittsburgh?
second. I think he came second in that show or something like that.
I believe
But
Pittsburgh was Aaron Banks.
yeah, Banks won, yeah. But I think Vitor came second in that, and his midsection was so tight. And when he has that tight midsection, his waist looks tiny, and he has that detailed separated midsection as well. But sometimes, and this is partly posing as well, he used to like kind of stick his midsection out to the point where it looked
Yeah.
wider, and it almost looked like the abs were protruding a little bit.
Mm,
Whereas he's managed to like kind of control that a lot better now.
hmm. For sure, for sure. I like his back pose. This is like a
Mm.
really good back pose to use for reference for beginners. I mean, the stance, feet are standing underneath the shoulders, X frame, and then feet pointing out, arching the lower back a little bit, chest is up, open lats, elbows are leveled relatively around that upper lat area, fist, lat insertion. Uh, yeah, if he came in tighter, this would actually be look pretty awesome too. I also
Yeah.
feel like his shorts a little bit too high up on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like on that left side, it's like riding up a little bit as well.
Yeah, so yeah, gentlemen, when you are getting shorts, make sure they are in a proper positioning. And same goes for the front. Like you don't want the front to be too high either. But for him, it looks fine here. Just like yeah, cool. Mr.
Yeah.
Chavez. All right, let's move on to Emmanuel Costa was that last one, right?
Yep.
Sweet. See here, let me go back. Emmanuel Costa. How are we on time?
Yeah, all good, all good. I think we're 34 minutes on this recording, and I think we did like 10, 15 minutes on the other, so I think we're good.
Cool. Wait, 30 minutes have passed?
Yeah.
That's it? Wow.
No, I think we did like 10, 15 on the last recording, so it might be 45-ish.
Okay, gotcha. Why can't I find Costa right here? You
I don't
see it?
think he's tagged.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's go back over here. I have to search him then. I feel like I should know that name. Emmanuel. Is he the one from Europe?
No, he's from Brazil. It's
Oh,
Manuel, I think.
this
There we
one?
go. Yeah.
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 Oh, yes. I was
I
getting
think you
his
can just go on
name
that reel at the top. That second one.
Oh, it's a,
Or is that just a follow? Never mind.
oh, no, just a post. See, let's go to Reels. Bro's physique is so good that he looks like an alien.
Mm.
Like that.
He's very, very wide and very imposing.
Okay, here's.
That's nice. I like that.
Oh, he's gotten better over the years. I remember he was
Mm.
one that didn't really smile a lot in his routine.
Yeah.
He was always just like looked angry and tough. Yeah. Necessarily, I wouldn't say the back pose needs not only work, but he needs to add more tissue to the back. His front pose
Mm.
is very dominant. Like his front pose is definitely
Yeah.
stronger than the back.
Yeah. Like his midsection's super tight and it's like the V taper is very nice as well from the front and he's like very wide clavicles, which is just
Hmm.
makes the structure look really cool. But then it's not quite the same from the back.
Yeah. And then notice the lack of symmetry, at least placement, where
Yeah.
his fist
Yeah.
is definitely closer to the judges and is also
Yeah.
dropped lower. Yeah, always a little.
Yeah. And I feel like that could be a bit smoother as well, the way he does that.
Hmm.
And even there, you see how he's rocks over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed too in his Ventura step, watch it right here. He almost it looks like he leans back when he gets
Mm-hmm.
his Ventura step. And so look at his abs. The abs are sharp, but when he gets into the Ventura step, kind of
Yeah.
does this weird thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the shoulders are also angled. I would keep those shoulders parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
cool.
Okay. I
That
think that's
include?
everyone covered then. Right. Now then, do you want to make it fun and do some predictions?
Yeah, let's do some predictions here. Should we go? Should
So,
I stop sharing my screen or
no, I can keep them on just so I can see who's actually competing in that list.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, do we want to do like a top 5 or 6 maybe?
Let's do top five. Top six is a weird number.
Okay, top 5. So I'm gonna start. Should we do one by one and start with each of our maybe should we start with first place or fifth?
Man, that's tricky. I personally like starting with first.
Okay, that's fine. So should we both just say first at the same time since it's probably gonna be the same person?
Yeah, sure. Three, two, one. Brandon Hendrickson.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right, fair enough. No more needs to be said about that. Second place then. Do you want to go first?
Oh man, that's actually a tricky one just because, I'll let you go first. I'm curious what you're actually, I have one in mind. Yeah,
I'm gonna say Eman.
Manuel Hunter.
Yeah, I think if this is a caveat, if he is on, he could be like as low as fifth if he's off, honestly speaking. But
Hmm.
if he's on, I think he front to back, he is the most complete out of everyone else. So I'm gonna say Iman.
Yeah, I'm purely, honestly, I'm purely going off of Olympia placings and
Okay.
like my firm belief that they will probably get into this spot is I'm like I want to agree with you with Emmanuel just because I feel like Emmanuel is hungry and I'm seeing him week by week and he's getting tighter. Like I'm gonna say my third place person too. I'm putting second and third between like Andre Dayu and Emmanuel,
Yep.
but
Yep.
I almost feel like if Andre just doesn't show up tight, then Andre will end up like in a fourth or fifth. So that's where I stand. So second, I would just give it to Andre for the Olympia placing, and then I would give E-Man third. Um, yeah, who would you give it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give Iman second, and I'm just gonna swap with you. So I'm having Andre third.
Oh, are
I
you?
was considering even having Vitor as third because when he's on, he looks really, really good, and he can like get high placings in these lineups as we've seen. I'm just gonna go with Andre as third though, I think for now, and then spoiler, yeah, my fourth is Vitor then.
Vitor?
Yeah,
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I feel like Vitor is a very safe fourth place spot.
yeah, yeah. I don't think he's gonna be lower than he could be fifth, but he isn't gonna be lower than fifth, 100%.
Like I'm just like I really yeah, this is tricky because I really want to put Ben up there, but I feel like ever since what happened this weekend with Japan, it could affect him
Yeah.
um with what the judges may be expecting. Um Shoot, I think we might have the same fourth place person. Yeah, because what did Vitor place at the Olympia? Do you remember? Was it like seventh?
I think 10th this year. I don't think he was at his best. I think he came 10th.
Yeah, I don't know how Vitor is looking like these days too. My fifth place would be yeah, I would agree with Vitor being fourth. My fifth place, I would probably put in. Hmm. I'm just gonna throw in a fun name. I'll probably put Barack.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a bold shout there, putting Baraka's fifth.
He, he, he's my dark horse
Dark horse. Yeah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
of this sport.
I think I'm gonna be a bit more safe. I'm saying Ben. Ben is fifth. I think he's gonna come in a little bit better than the Japan show. He'll come in a bit fuller, show more detail, and I
Hmm.
think he will get fifth. As I said, if people are off, he could get ahead of them, but I'm gonna say fifth just to be safe for this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just threw Barack in there because I don't know. Yeah, just want to make it fun this time. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
see how we
All
do.
right. So yeah, so that's our top five. Do you want to do anything like forfeits?
What do you mean by that?
Like, say if someone, whoever loses the bet or loses the predictions, has to do something, or should we keep like a tally, like a leaderboard of our like predictions over the year, and then tally them up at the end of the year?
That would be dope. I don't feel like we need to do it for a full year. Maybe like the first like few months,
Yeah,
like every quarter.
yeah, sure, sure. We can do that. I mean, we can just keep a leaderboard every week about who's winning each prediction.
Yeah, yeah. How? Oh, would you say the combination of all the placings, right?
Yeah, so like if you win, you get 1 point for the week, and then we just keep getting points.
Oh shoot. Yeah, we could do that. If we were doing that, then I would have put Barack out.
Well, it's up to you.
Yeah, yeah. Let's shoot for that. I just feel like it could
Right.
be anybody for fifth place, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like Ben is the safe bet though. I mean, the only other one I think maybe could be Dilson, because Dilson has beaten Edvan.
Yeah, yeah, true.
So maybe I'm still gonna say Ben though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good, safe, safe. Well, that was fun. Yeah, I'm gonna
that was fun.
take this screen off March 5th to the 8th. I was actually thinking of going to this, but I have a anniversary to celebrate. So I haven't really
Not committed to men's physique enough for you, blowing
Yeah,
it off for an anniversary.
I know I had some friends, the boys tell me like, "Oh, come on, man." Wait, am I still sharing?
Yeah, yeah, you sharing.
Shoot. Let me get all this.
There we go.
Oh, I'm not sharing anymore. Cool. Well, that was fun, brethren.
That was fun. That was fun. That was a cool little intro episode, I suppose. So yeah, I mean, we'll obviously do more of this, like in terms of reviewing shows. I mean, the next one will be obviously reviewing the Arnold and what we think about it. But going into future, like I reckon we'll put up some question boxes on Instagram, and then maybe you guys can send some questions. Maybe we'll do some like posing reviews as well, where you can submit your own posing and we can review it live on the pod. For you guys to get some education as well, and then maybe we'll just give you a little insight onto who we are as people and posing coaches as well. I think that would be pretty cool. And then obviously both of us are competing this year as well, so maybe we can go into a little bit more detail about all of that as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. And if you guys have any comments or questions and anything you want us to talk about more of, just drop a comment below. As simple as that.
All right then. See you guys in the next one.
Bye.